Hello, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma here, live with part 2 coverage on this July 1st, 2026. We got a severe thunderstorm warning popping in right now. I'm going to change my microphone source here real quick. Give me 1 second so I'm a little bit louder. There we go. Just busy enjoying that World Cup game, and then I checked my phone and severe thunderstorm warning. So we are now live here on this Wednesday evening, and severe thunderstorm warning did just pop in here for portions of northwest lower Michigan. We're watching a couple cells rolling across the area. I'm also going to join in right now behind the scenes. Bringing everybody here. They're all waiting for me. So there we go. Again, severe thunderstorm warning just popping in right now for portions of northwest lower Michigan. The severe thunderstorm warning text does read as followed here. The National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for east central Grand Traverse County in northern Michigan until 9:45 p.m. At 9:09, a severe thunderstorm was located over Traverse City State Park or near Traverse City, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard here is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, roof, siding, and tree damage all possible. Other locations, we have Williamsburg around 9:15. Other locations impacted by the severe thunderstorm include Bates. Also, a tornado is possible with this storm. Again, tornado possible with this storm. Hazards, once again, 60-mile-per-hour winds, hail under penny-sized, and a tornado possible with this storm. I'm going to go ahead and check out our storm motion vector here of 257 at 34. See if we can find out what they're looking at here. A little bit of a weak rotational signature. It's very, very broad as well. Tough to figure out exactly where this is at. It looks like on the latest scan, it is over the Grand Traverse Bay, just outside of Traverse City, heading towards Williamsburg. And I believe that's probably why they triggered the tornado or the severe thunderstorm warning here, is just because that rotation is there, and they have issued tornado possible with this storm. So we're going to keep an eye on it. This is going to be heading over towards Kalkaska County. But again, timing on this, Williamsburg around 9:15, which is in the next minute or so. Again, really tough to kind of see where this rotation is. Not really showing up too well on radar. There is some reds and greens here just outside of Williamsburg, in between Williamsburg and Traverse City. But again, not that concerning at the current time. But out of an abundance of caution, the National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Grand Traverse County for 60-mile-per-hour winds and tornado possible. And so if you know anybody up here northwest lower Michigan, feel free to like and share, show you care. Even if you don't know anybody up this way, it does help out your fellow Michiganders. We also have a secondary clump of cells moving into northern Manistee and southern Benzie County. Right now, just a lightning threat with a little bit of gusty winds just offshore from Onekama and Arcadia. Those are heading due east, according to the special marine warning, at around 35 to 40 miles per hour. So this will be heading in towards the Thompsonsville and Calava area, kind of the same areas that we saw get hit earlier today. And we did mention this last night in our briefing, that we did expect multiple rounds today across kind of the same region here in the enhanced risk zone. And so that is what we are getting. This is now round 2. Also, the storms up in the Upper Peninsula still kind of existing there, although not a concern at the current time. So right now we are just watching a couple clusters of cells here in the Traverse City area, as well as north of Manistee. Temperatures out there at the current time of 9:17 p.m. right around 85 degrees with the dew point in the low 70s. So very humid out there at the current time. Feel free to add on, Ryan, if you have any thoughts on this storm in particular.
Do you notice there's an outflow boundary it might attach to, so they might be thinking it could try to attach and perhaps rotate better. But otherwise, I agree with you. I'm not really sure where the rotation would be with this storm in particular at the current moment.
Now, if we do go back, I was watching this a short while ago, about 20, Let's see here. Actually, it's probably closer to about a half hour ago now. There was a little spot here just outside of Lake Ann on Cedar Run Road that spiked on the southern flank of the storm. It's right in the right spot for a little bit of a spin up. And then it did pass into Traverse City with a little bit of an increase in wind, and then it disappeared. And then we had more reds and greens pop up here. I imagine it's probably because of this red and green pocket just outside of Traverse City. And then it has now moved off towards the Williamsburg area. And the National Weather Service in Gaylord has gone into rapid scan mode officially within the last 4 minutes. So they are watching the storm really closely right now for the possible spin-up tornado. Otherwise, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading into the Williamsburg area. They've already trimmed this severe thunderstorm warning. They're continuing 60-mile-per-hour winds and tornado possible.
It's going to be also hard to tell if these storms are producing wind because the outage map is still lit up from earlier. So I have to watch the time of report on any new outages that come in.
Yeah, and the peninsula north of Traverse City completely lost power earlier today as well, along with a lot of different outages across Benzie and Leelanau counties. It's very interesting, very puzzling right now. There are a couple areas of reds and greens just outside of Williamsburg. Number 1 circled here, out on County Road 605 at Palistrom. And I guess region number 2 would be back here near North Village Drive at Arrowhead Circle in the vicinity of Brackett Road. But again, these reds and greens are so far apart right now, it's tough to determine whether or not that is exactly what they're looking at here from the National Weather Service in Gaylord. So we'll see. And the general direction is off to the east down M72 into the Kalkaska region just south of Mansalona. And we do have storms in tow right behind them. Not severe warned at the current time, but they could pick up another severe thunderstorm warning off to the southwest. You're probably going to forego a briefing tonight, but Ryan, if you're interested, we could probably set up at the end of this severe weather live stream maybe a little bit of a impromptu briefing just to go over perhaps tomorrow and maybe Friday. If you guys are just tuning in, the only severe warning in the state right now is in northwest lower Michigan. It's that orange box you see up there at the top of the screen. Let me turn off the MEDAR station so you guys can see it a little bit better. Again, it is in northeastern Grand Traverse County. It's the only county in the severe thunderstorm warning. Moving off to the east at 40 miles per hour, 23 minutes left on the severe thunderstorm warning. We also have a special marine warning in blue for 8 minutes for wind gusts up to around 35 to 40 miles per hour for anyone that is out boating offshore from Manistee. And let me go ahead and turn on our day 1 severe weather outlook. You'll notice that there was a little bit of a shift south in our enhanced risk from the Storm Prediction Center and our slight risk. Now down pretty close to the Grand Rapids area. 4 storms moving through overnight. Again, we do expect these storms to kind of continue to blossom into a line overnight and then move east to southeast as we get into tomorrow morning. These storms could continue through around daylight tomorrow morning, so it's likely going to be a long night for us here on staff. We'll try and take our breaks when we can. But again, the assumption here is the storms will continue to blossom overnight tonight. We do expect more storms to blossom over here in central Wisconsin. There is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect actually right now. That it does extend pretty close to Wausau, Wisconsin. It does not include eastern Wisconsin yet, but I imagine with time these storms will head over that way and they may get another severe thunderstorm watch in that general direction. as Ryan pointed out, there is an outflow boundary on the storm. We'll see if it interacts with it, but this is getting further away from that thunderstorm at the current time. And this will also allow more storms to fire, but it will also allow these storms to get pulled in a certain direction. And so right now, these storms are heading east, generally speaking, over towards eventually Grayling, Frederick, Otsego Lake. But with time, we do expect these storms to eventually start sliding a little bit further southeast. It just might not be for a little while. If you guys have any reports to send in from the Traverse City and Williamsburg area right now, feel free to pass that along. Time, location, specific location if possible. And we'll get that sent over to the National Weather Service and Gaylord whenever we can get that over. Another thing to be a little bit concerned about, especially since this area has already seen a lot of rain today and this week. Some minor flooding with some saturated grounds up here. Obviously, with these storms training over generally the same areas, west to east, we do see that rain pool up in these low-lying areas. So, especially up here in the Grand Traverse County and Kalkaska County region, especially if it moves up into Antrim County, which it kind of is doing at the current time, with more cells firing in Leelanau County. Could absolutely see a little bit of a minor flooding threat develop, especially down here as well with our secondary batch of storms in northern Manistee County. Northern Michigan, I know you guys are sick of the rain. Southern Michigan has not seen much rain this week, just due to the fact that the high pressure system has been so strong, and as a result, we've seen temperatures as high as 100 degrees today in portions of southeast Michigan. Otherwise, high 90s all across the southern lower peninsula. That is the general air temperature. The feels like temperature did max out at around 110 today. There's an actual recording of 110 heat index in Saginaw, Michigan, up near the Tri-Cities area.
Fun fact, Joel, a lot of people do not know this, but the heat index is taken in the shade, not in the sun.
Interesting. I think I knew that, but I kind of forgot. But
Well, now you know.
yes, if you put the thermometer on the ground, I mean, you guys have seen, you get those little thermometers that you point to someone's head. It's kind of one of those radar thermometers. And you point to the surface, and sometimes it shows you 130, 140 degrees. It's not fun. So I can only imagine what the feels like temperature was today in the sun. Somebody watching from Beaver Island tonight. Welcome in. Wind is howling in the harbor. Looking south, can see the storm tops towards Traverse City. Now you guys are high and dry up there. All your storms happened earlier today. There's still a chance for more redevelopment in the Upper Peninsula tonight. But for the most part, our complex should be along this boundary that is firing up these storms right now. We'll see, though. We'll check the Green Bay radar right now just to make sure there's no storms heading your way. But at the current time, this stuff should stay in northern Lower Peninsula, primarily south of Petoskey. There are storms firing in central and northern Wisconsin right now, but I don't think those are going to really do much in terms of producing severe weather in the Upper Peninsula tonight. Do see we have messages coming in from the area where the severe thunderstorm warning is in effect, Ryan. Have not seen an extension of this warning. I wonder if they're going to continue it. Warning for northeastern Grand Traverse County does expire in 16 minutes. The storm is over Williamsburg right now. It is heading fairly close to Kalkaska soon. Looking at velocity radar, there are a couple pixels in here of around 52 mile per hour wind at 1,900 feet off the ground. Also in the lead cells up to the north, there's also some pockets of lighter blues in here. Same thing happening here, around 50 to 52 miles per hour, just to the east of Mansalona, out on Soderquist at Cinder Hill, and Perry at North Crooked Lake Road. That is the Mansalona Road region, kind of traveling. If you were traveling between Mansalona and Otsego Lake, this is actually the exact same area that got hit by some of those gustier winds earlier today. So it's part two, once again here, for portions of Antrim, Otsego, and Kalkaska County. Viewers are saying petition to put sunset view up right now on the screen. I guess there's a sunset going on. I have not checked. Would not be surprised.
I can check here in a second.
Ooh. Our north cam is pretty gorgeous from Manistee.
Yeah, looking in the state, there's not much happening, to be completely honest. Looks pretty dull.
Here is our Manistee North camera, courtesy of Guardians Technologies 6 p.m. Hospitality there, looking to the north towards that storm that was Special Marine warned. And that storm does have some gusty winds elevated aloft. Glover's Lake Road at Swanson Road. Go back to radar, show you guys what I'm looking at here. That cell that I'm talking about, that we're looking at, is this complex here just north of Onekama in the Bear Lake region, heading into Thompsonville right now. Waiting for a new velocity scan. I see some higher winds. I see a downburst signature happening right now in between Mansalona and Otsego Lake. We'll see what that next scan provides. Oh yeah. We got 60 to 62 right now on Angle Road. That's Angle Road at County Highway 38 in this now lead cell, heading directly for Otsego Lake. If you're out here in far southeastern Antrim County, this is a downburst ongoing right now. The Mansalona Road, County Highway 38. I think it's the same name, near North Crooked Lake Road. And it's quite the impressive pocket there. No warning on it. We often see these downbursts occur very, very quickly, within 5 minutes or 2 to 3 scans, and it could be gone within the next scan, but still. Please take this seriously if you are out on Angle Road at County Highway 38 right now. Also, Sand Lake Road being impacted by this potential downburst.
So, sounds like the warning here was prompted by numerous calls of a potential funnel cloud, as well as interaction with an outflow boundary. So that there's a clarification on why that had Tor possible tag on it.
See that? That's downburst continues in the latest scan here. 61 to 62 mile per hour wind. Even the cell that is closer to the office also exhibiting perhaps a downburst signature right now. 53 miles per hour out here on Hayes Tower Road. The warning has been canceled though. So we're now severe free. We do not count the extreme heat warning, of course. Lightning is still quite intense in the Thompsonville area with that cluster, and also in the Kalkaska region with this cluster. GR2 says perhaps upwards of 1-inch hail now in the core here. Oh yeah, check that out. 3D volumetric scan has a core up to around 30,000 feet on that previously severe thunderstorm warned storm. This is now entering Kalkaska at the current time. That's kind of what I figured, Ryan. Not seeing much in terms of wind on radar. Then all of a sudden they slapped that tornado possible on it, and I'm like, must have been viewer report. So,
yeah.
Dang, that storm is up at 47,000 feet. Not sure why there's not a warning on the storm right now. What are we doing? 68 mile per hour wind right now at Montrose Drive and County Highway 38, also known as Mansalona Road. If you guys have reports to send in of damage, please do that as soon as possible when it is safe to do so. If you are out and east of this line of storms, again, this is the exact same area that I hit earlier this morning. Again, it's just round 2. Take shelter right now. This is heading right for, once again, the radar site here at the National Weather Service office in Gaylord. And again, North Manistee River Road also up next in pocket number 1 here. Ogama Trail, Snowshoe Trail, Wauwatosi Trail, and Minnetonka. Just a bunch of different road names out here that are about to be impacted by some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds according to radar. These are at 400 feet off the ground, so they're very, very close to the ground. They're going to go with a statement on this storm for Antrim and Kalkaska. I think that's for the storm further back. Yeah, even on the storm relative velocity signature, you can see the intense reds and greens showing up on County Highway 38, Mansalona Road. Falling right behind that outflow boundary. Do we have the details on the statement? I have not got a notification on the statement yet.
Neither have I.
Wind does continue. There is still a pocket of 60 to 65 here at 230 feet off the ground at Tittabawassee Trail and County Highway 38, Mansalona Road. If you know anybody out here in now Otsego County, southern Otsego County, tell them to take cover. Wind is a main factor right now. We're looking at velocity radar. We're looking at these greens changing to brighter greens and these blues. And there's just a line of bullseyes within this line of cells here, traveling right down Mansalona Road into Otsego Lake. Obviously, the National Weather Service is also still monitoring the cell back in Kalkaska County. I still have not seen the notification come across for this. Let me go ahead and just go to...
I got it. It's 40-mile-per-hour winds, and that's it for Kalkaska up to Rapid City to Mansalona over toward Otsego Lake, but doesn't include the strongest winds there coming toward the radar.
Interesting.
There's
There
your
we go.
warning.
There's the warning. It's a turtle and hare race tonight, waiting for these warnings to pop in. There we go. National Weather Service and Gaylord has issued this new severe thunderstorm warning for southern Otsego and southeastern Antrim County in northern Michigan until 10:15 p.m. At 9:39 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles west of Waters, or 10 miles east of Mansalona, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, radar indicated. This severe thunderstorm will be near Gaylord, Otsego Lake State Park, and Waters around 9:45. Chester Township, 9:50. Johannesburg as early as 10 o'clock. For protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of the building. Also, special text, if on or near any lakes, get away from the water and move indoors or inside a vehicle. Remember, lightning can strike out to 15 miles from the parent thunderstorm. If you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. This is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, no hail. That pocket of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts right now at Screaming Eagle Pass, County Highway 38, Mansalona Road, and Swanson Road near Milton Swanson Road, heading towards the vicinity of Hayes Tower Road. Is that the same warning?
Nope, new warning for Kalkaska and Antrim.
Oh, the one to the south. So 2 new warnings coming in. Start off the first one here. It's got 60-mile-per-hour winds heading into Otsego Lake right now. If you're in Otsego Lake, Oak Grove, this is wind heading into your vicinity right now. You should be taking shelter. If you're on Otsego Lake, you should be zooming to shore as quickly as you can. If you can hear this warning now, 60-mile-per-hour winds are ongoing. National Weather Service Gaylord is looking for your damage reports right now if you guys have any from these pockets of velocity signatures that are showing up in the brighter greens. But here's your new orange box a little bit further south. So looping it, you can see the new orange polygons pop in here. We'll go ahead and read off the latest warning. The National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Antrim and northern Kalkaska County until 10:15 p.m. At 9:41, severe thunderstorm was located over Kalkaska, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard here also 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Radar indicated damage to roof siding and trees is possible. The only city that is mentioned here for an arrival time is Dara, around 9:45 p.m. Blue Lake Township also in this severe thunderstorm warning alongside Kalkaska. Once again, move to that interior room on the lowest floor of the house. Avoid those exterior walls where trees can come crashing in. Severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts until 10:15. And 10:15 is the expiration time for both of these severe thunderstorm warnings. There's not a severe thunderstorm warning in Grand Rapids. Please do not say that in chat. The only warnings right now are in Kalkaska and Otsego counties. Marquette also putting out a post that they are not expecting much in the way of storm action overnight for the Upper Peninsula, minus perhaps a couple of clusters that are moving in from western Wisconsin, heading towards the Menominee County, maybe Dickinson County areas. Again, this is primarily going to be a Lower Peninsula threat tonight, primarily north of, I would say US 10, but some of these storms are expected to sag south towards the Grand Rapids area, so primarily north of 96 and 69. So this red line you see going across the state, that is your primary concern for severe weather overnight tonight, especially given our latest update from the Storm Prediction Center. National Weather Service also adding frequent cloud to ground lightning possible with these thunderstorms. It's a reminder, 1 strike and you're out. It's not baseball where you get 3 strikes and you're out. Obviously, you can survive lightning. Very few people have. Don't tempt fate. Zooming in on our velocity here, we have a pixel of 60-mile-per-hour wind on Sanders Trail. This is 116 feet off the ground, so this is almost definitely gusting down to the surface. As a reminder, the radar tower is about 100 feet off the ground, so this is basically in line with the radar tower at the current time. Looking back to the west, there is a second pocket of gusty winds now on Sand Lake Road. This is in the exact same area that we just had more gusty winds about 10 minutes prior. Boy, it's literally the exact same location here, Ryan. Angle Road at County Highway 38 and it's Mansalona Road, County Highway 38. Crestmont Court. And is there any other roads out here? North Crooked Lake Road. So literally the exact same location, a new downburst popping up. If you're out here in far eastern Antrim County, southeastern Antrim County, where this warning box, there's 2 warning boxes for you right now, the first storm and the second storm. Those gusty winds are impacting you right this moment in terms of a downburst signature. So 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible here. I know you guys just survived that first line of storms. It's time to head back into the basement for that second line of storms that is impacting you guys right now. And continuing off to the east, this is going to go right towards, yet again, Otsego Lake and Oak Grove. Anybody in southern Otsego County, as well as northern Kalkaska County, good idea to share this information their way. We are expected to stay live here for a little bit longer tonight as these winds cross the northern half of the state. We also have more winds starting to pick up here in the Buckley area, down in far southern Grand Traverse County, northern Wexford County. There's a lot of blues starting to pop in here, as you can see on velocity radar. "65 miles per hour I'm getting at Davis Road, at Wilson Road, and that is 4,100 feet off the ground. So we'll see if we start to get damage reports or power outages from that area. I'm going to actually pull up the power outage map right now, see if anything does get confirmed out of that. So far, nothing at the current time. Also, not getting any power outages in from our storms up to the north, despite the fact there are 60-mile-per-hour winds showing up on radar. Latest scan brings it a little bit further down to County Highway 38 at North Crooked Lake Road. Up next is going to be Old Lake Harold Road near Pineview Drive and Southwood Drive. So sliding a little bit to the north up towards Kelkery Road. I'm not sure. A lot of weird names out here for some of these roads. But again, if you live in this area, you know exactly how they are spelled and how they're sounded. The outflow boundary continues to pull these storms along with more development in tow. And we do expect these storms do continue to blossom overnight, as mentioned earlier. 60-mile-per-hour winds is the main hazard. We do expect it to maybe congeal into more of a bowing segment with higher winds possible, but at the current time, these are more of a multi-cell setup, Ryan. Not surprised by the downburst, though, considering how much downdraft cape we do have out there right now. And yes, we did recover from the storms earlier today. It didn't take much. Been in the mid-80s all day. D-Cape values out there right now, right around 1,200 to 1,300. We're usually looking for values over 900 here for D-Cape, so this is well in the ballpark for downdraft winds tonight across northern Michigan, eventually heading into central Michigan. Radar site also getting pounded by these winds right now. Directly in the Otsego Lake area, the cone of silence is the area we can't see because it's so close to the radar site, but there is wind ongoing here at the National Weather Service in Gaylord. So not seeing any new outages coming in yet. It's better to be safe than sorry, though, in terms of taking shelter if you're in one of these orange boxes. Also, if you're in the Kingsley area, southern Grand Traverse County. Still watching this line of storms. It's got quite the size to it here, as it is stretching from northern Wexford through pretty much the entirety of Grand Traverse County here in northwest lower Michigan. A lot of lightning also showing up here on radar. We'll go look at the cloud tops just to see which storms are blossoming at the current time. And that storm's still quite powerful, up around 47,000 feet as it continues off towards the east. The red dipping into the green. So as a reminder, it's relative to the radar site, these velocity signatures. So anything that is in red is wind heading away from the radar. Anything in green is wind heading towards. So as you can see, these storms right now are heading from west to east. And out here at Otsego Lake, where this radar is located, once these storms go from the west side of the radar to the east side of the radar, they go from green to red. And again, the brighter the colors, the heavier and stronger the winds are generally going to be. We are not doing this again with a spin up tornado. I'm not doing this again. Good thing is I'm not seeing anything that is rotating right now, but there's a couple intense pockets of downburst winds at the radar site right now. There is a pixel of 60 mile per hour. We're now at Shaggy Bark Court and Forest Park Trail. That is just to the northeast of Otsego Lake. It is terrible on Otsego Lake. Thank you for that report. We do appreciate specifics in terms of any measured wind or any damage you guys may have. you guys do have it, make sure to send it in with a location. Time and location, of course. 21 more minutes left on these severe thunderstorm warnings as they pass through the vicinity of Otsego Lake, also northern Kalkaska County, and also far southern and southeastern Antrim County, which has been impacted multiple times here today. It was absolutely a possibility, and this stretch specifically of Mansalona Road has seen 3 to 4 different instances of damaging winds within the last 12 hours. Will you guys have any trees left? We'll see. You should be taking shelter right now if you are in any of these orange polygons you see on the screen. As a reminder, these orange polygons designate whether or not you are in a severe thunderstorm warning. Anything coming in from Messenger, Ryan, that's worth noting at the current time?
No, somebody else is in there, but so far I haven't noticed anything.
I see a new comment just came in, actually, from, looks like Brianna. If you guys have pictures to share, feel free to do so. Pictures are better than text. Once we get our new weather app out, you guys will be able to send in what you're seeing. I'm excited to release that soon. There's a new pocket of wind out to the southeast of Otsego Lake, just passing over Chubb Lake Ridge. And I see you guys in southern Otsego County do not believe in naming your roads. Viking Club Road at... Oh, that's possible. Viking Club at Viking Club. I feel like some of this data is outdated too. Also, Ramnet Ranch. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible here as these storms continue off into rural portions of Otsego County. Still to the west side of Otsego Lake, there is still more pockets of gusty winds in this thunderstorm that is training over this line of thunderstorms that's training over the same area. Another 58 mile per hour pixel at Shoppengon Pass. There's also Shoppenagon Pass right next to it. They added an A to it to make it a little bit more interesting here. So if you know you live on that dead-end road, that is you guys getting impacted by, yet again, more probably 55 to 60 mile per hour winds. Also, Wisanki Drive at Menominee Road. Appears we got a trim recently of our severe thunderstorm warning. Kalkaska, you guys are in the clear now. Otherwise, it is still in effect for portions of the northeast side of the county. Yeah, that happens all the time. We see that with our, especially up in the Upper Peninsula, all the time we're doing some weather coverage up there. There's just miles and miles of unnamed roads. That's because they are two-track seasonal roads that are used year-round, but they are not maintained, and so they don't technically have a designated name by the county that they're in. If you're anywhere in southern Otsego County right now, south of Gaylord, also along M32, east of Gaylord, should be taking shelter out of an abundance of caution. There are 60 mile per hour downburst winds occurring kind of just here, there, and everywhere, all within this cluster. Anytime you see these heavier reds and pinks on radar, it's a sign of a heavier thunderstorm. And again, all that rain has to go up and then come back down again. So when it does come down, it does come crashing down. on a day like today as 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So be advised, at the current time, this is what's ongoing south of M32 and north of M72, the Frederick Otsego Lake region. Still very interested in this Kingsley cell. Heading over towards Fife Lake in South Boardman. There are still some blue pixels on this, but it is about 3,000 feet up. So let us know what you guys are seeing confirmed down to the surface. So you guys have a weather station at your house in the Kingsley area, Buckley, and heading over towards Fife Lake. Let us know what you guys are seeing in terms of the wind speeds there, or if there is any damage coming in. Right now, heading right on down Marsh Road, crossing over Pierce. It's yellow outside. That would likely be because the sun is going down, also combined with perhaps a little bit of the wildfire smoke out west and some of the Saharan dust moving in from the south. If you guys do have any damage reports, the best way to do so, of course, as always, is in our messenger for now until we release our app. Otherwise, we do have our Discord server. Link to that can be found here on YouTube at discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. Also, if you're over on Facebook, we do have a community page, Michigan Weather Reports.
We have reported damage coming in, multiple tree limbs down in the streets just south of Gaylord and Otsego Lake.
Let me see that. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, there is the severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. The one for Otsego County remains in effect for another 14 more minutes for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts impacting Gaylord, Otsego Lake State Park, Chester Township, as well as Johannesburg. The severe thunderstorm warning to the south also in effect for another 13 minutes. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and remaining over mainly rural areas of southeastern Antrim County and northeastern Kalkaska counties, including Blue Lake Township. And Crawford is getting a new warning. A little bit of extension south here. It's going to be heading towards our Lewiston cam, Ryan.
I'll get it pulled up here shortly.
Reading off the details, the National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for northern Crawford County and northern Michigan until 10:45 p.m. At 10:01, severe thunderstorm was located near Frederick, or 11 miles northwest of Grayling, moving east at 45. That's 45 miles per hour. Hazards 60 miles per hour. No hail. Radar indicated. Once again, the impacts here: roofed, siding, and tree damage. The severe thunderstorm in terms of timing will be near Frederick and Hartwick Pines State Park as early as 10:05. and levels as early as 10:15. Torrential rainfall also occurring with a storm may lead to flash flooding, so they are monitoring the storm right now for perhaps maybe a flood advisory or, of course, perhaps a flash flood warning as these storms continue to train over the same location. I'm very curious. I don't know if you have any products to share off, Ryan, of the rainfall that has occurred so far along the stretch south of M32. These rainfall rates have been pretty intense, at least so far in the 52 minutes we've been live.
About 1 to 2 inches is what I have from Rapid City to about Otsego Lake. Nothing too heavy just yet, but
So it looks like they warned this for wind with the cell that is off to the east of Kalkaska. There's not really any specific location right now that I'm seeing that is downbursting, but we've seen this before where it really just comes out of the blue. These updrafts go up, they come down, they go up again, they go down again. It's like jumping a rope. Up, down, up, down. And right now, Frederick is under the line of fire here for perhaps some 60-mile-per-hour winds in the newest severe thunderstorm warning for northern Crawford County. I'll say the one downside to our Lewiston cam now, since we changed it out, is it faces south and not as much west anymore. So we won't be able to see the storm really rolling in until it's kind of over it. I think. Feel free to share your screen, Ryan. I forgot how far to the west it looks.
loading.
Gotcha.
And my computer is now frozen.
My bad.
Should be sharing. Is it not showing up?
I see a blank screen. That's okay. Because I can just do this. You can actually see it over on the right side of the screen. All right, again, this is courtesy of Eagle Point Real Estate. We have some people out biking tonight. It's a good night for it, except for the fact that storms are approaching. This is looking south in downtown Lewiston. Lewiston is in Montmorency County, the far southwestern corner. Oh boy. I can't right click and zoom on this, I just realized. That's okay. But you can see on the right side of the screen, oh, there's some lightning there. That is the storm approaching, so we'll keep an eye on it. There's actually a wall of darkness moving in here very quickly into the right side of the screen. The severe thunderstorm warning also has been trimmed back even further. Antrim County, you are now fully in the clear. Severe thunderstorm warning still does remain in effect out here in the Silverhawk Trail area in northeastern Kalkaska County. Wind-wise, I'm not seeing as much of the blue that I saw previously. Outflow boundary is still pretty strong, though. Back down to the south. Still very curious about the Fife Lake storm that is moving in right now. It's about to cross over Shippey Road, going right down Supply Road southwest. It's about 2 miles outside of South Boardman at the current time. A heavy thunderstorm moving in. And there's a designated area of higher velocities on Hager Road at M186. Now, granted, again, it says 67 miles per hour. Nope, latest scan puts it at still 67 miles per hour off to the north of Fife Lake on Woodman Road at Shippey Road. So this is now 1 mile to the west of South Boardman. Again, 2,200 feet off the ground. Tough to tell whether or not that is mixing to the ground. New warning coming in now. Extending this lead line of storms off to the east a little bit. Here at 10:09 p.m. New warning coming in. Not quite to MSC after hours yet. We're getting close.
Feels like it is.
Yeah, it's been MSC after hours the last 4 days. We've done severe weather coverage here.
Now you got it.
Wait for that new box to pop in here. There we go. National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Otsego and Montmorency counties in northern Michigan, valid until 11:15 p.m. At 10:08, a severe thunderstorm was located near Chester Township, also near the Lewiston area, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard is 60 mile per hour wind gusts, no hail. Radar indicated. Timing: Lewiston within the next 5 minutes, Atlanta and Loud Township within the next 10 minutes, Lockwood Lake around 10:30, and Hillman and Fletcher Pond closer to the 10:40 time frame. So you got about another half hour over there on the east side of Montmorency County. For your protection, move to interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Also, as a reminder, torrential rainfall is occurring with the storm. Just taking a zoomed out view at the radar here. This line of storms continues to march still pretty much off to the east. Has not started moving south yet. And so with time, this may be actually continuing over into the Harrisville and perhaps southern Alpena region. Lewiston Cam continues to be overwhelmed by darkness. The severe thunderstorm warning for Kalkaska County has been officially canceled. Otsego County's got another 2 minutes left on it. Crawford County another 32 minutes. And Montmorency County has an hour and 2. So that would take us into MSC after hours.
I didn't realize the MSC actually had a dedicated after hours time.
Yeah, it's something like that. Something like 11 o'clock or later. I used to say 10. I think 11 is more valid. This week has been very tough on my vocal cords. My throat is just sore beyond belief right now. Do apologize if I'm not talking as much, but we still have at least 2 solid days left of severe weather here, perhaps for portions of the lower peninsula for Thursday and perhaps on Friday.
We are not done anytime soon, Joel, unfortunately.
Are you talking short term, or are you talking about like the rest of the week?
Well, the rest of the week for one, but I think long term as well. I guess midterm is more appropriate, but I don't think we're done next week either.
I haven't even looked at next week. I don't want to.
He'll slow down, but I don't think we're done with severe risks by any means.
Yeah. It's going to be hot next week. Obviously, it's not going to be quite the 90s that we've seen this week, but still well into the 80s next week. I would imagine the humidity is also still going to be somewhat high. And we probably won't have that high pressure that we have this week. So allow more storms to advance through. Yeah, Kalkaska County, you guys have a special weather statement in effect here for another minute. Otherwise, you'll be alert free here in about a couple seconds. Again, we are looking for reports in the South Boardman area. I see there's comments here from South Boardman saying you guys are getting hit right now. Again, let us know what you guys are seeing, estimated wind speed, or if you have a weather station, feel free to share a screenshot from your weather station as these winds do push across the US 131 corridor between Kalkaska and South Boardman down to Fife Lake at the current time. So again, moving over towards the M72 corridor between Kalkaska and Grayling within the next 15 or so minutes. No problem, Patricia. We're glad to be here covering for you guys tonight. Also, it is now officially 10:15, so that statement has expired for Kalkaska County, and the first severe thunderstorm warning has expired for Otsego County. However, we do have that second warning in effect for far southeastern Otsego and all of southern Montmorency County. This line continues to maintain itself for now. It is starting to show signs of weakening. The warning does continue for another 58 minutes till 11:15 at the latest for Montmorency County. There's a new downburst trying to pop up in the Elmira area. It actually has Jordan River Road at Big Marsh Road. It's to the north of Elba and west of Elmira, heading towards Deadman Hill Road and Allen Road. Small little cell, but worth mentioning as I saw an uptick in velocity. Also a tiny little couplet here on Covert Road northeast. I got you, Don.
It took me a second to get that. Oh, I'm tired. I am so tired. Okay.
I need to go fill up my water bottle.
Here, take mine.
Oh, I thought take your screen. You got me.
I can have my screen share in a second, though. I got the cameras pulled up.
All you.
I'm sharing now. You guys are getting a sneak peek into our new custom dashboard coming soon for our weather cameras. This will be for you guys to also view, but we are currently adding all of our cameras to the map here. And once we got that done, we're going to check our bandwidth, stuff like that. And once we are confident it can handle traffic, we'll be launching this publicly. So this will be soon accessed by you, the public. Have a nice map view here. You can kind of locate cameras. You also have the gridded view here. You can look through each cam and choose which one you want. So coming soon. In the meantime, check out the Lewiston camera here, courtesy of Eagle Point Real Estate. A little windy out there. Flag across the street there is blowing. Not too bad though. Out ahead of these storms, we do have the Lost Lake Woods cam. I think it's gonna be just south. Oh, check that out. There's your view of the Lost Lake Woods. Oh, that's actually really pretty. There's actually lightning in that updraft. If you watch carefully. There it is. That's gorgeous. This is courtesy of Lost Lake Woods. What a gorgeous view though. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking me about the camera network, wanting access back to it, and we're working on it, guys. Promise. Work in progress. We'll leave it on Lost Lake Woods for now. Severe warning continues for the Atlanta, Avery, and Rust areas. Also down by Lubbols. 60-mile-per-hour winds is the main hazard. Not seeing a rotation on radar. These warnings in effect for just 60-mile-per-hour winds. No hail, no tag on it for a tornado. Beautiful lightning, though. This is actually gorgeous.
I was gonna say that's awesome.
Love to hear Joel eating. Love that.
I'm hungry, all right.
I know you are. When we're live for 6 hours a day, it's hard to remember how to eat and drink water. You know, this complex, looking at radar here, this complex may actually come close to Lost Lake Woods if it continues on its track. Be a cool time lapse if this will just come toward the camera for the next hour. We got a ways to go, though.
We still have to pull the time lapse from last night in Manistee.
Don't remind me.
I will remind you.
If I do it now, my PC is going to work like mad. I don't want to do that.
That's fine. Let's do it later.
And I'm out of the office beginning tomorrow too, so that's gonna be fun. Got some gustier winds just east of Kalkaska showing up on radar. Not sure how legit that is. Looks like it's maybe slightly displaced. Nah, I guess not really. It's actually could be some gusty winds there. From Kalkaska down to Pioneer could be some gusty winds in general. Getting pixels there of about 50, yeah, upwards of upper 40s, 47 or so.
Did trim the severe thunderstorm warning in Crawford County a little bit. The Bucks East and West Truck Trail vicinity has been trimmed from the severe thunderstorm warning. It's a very narrow trim at the current time. Continuing for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. All damage today has been straight line winds that we are aware of.
Oh, wow.
What's up? Talking about the Lost Lake Woods Club cam.
Yeah, there's a big strike of lightning. Yay, Joel's back. The outflow boundary in the Pioneer area is perhaps gusty.
I do not have Pioneer on my radar. You have to let me know. I'm guessing that's in the Kalkaska area.
Yeah, south of Kalkaska, between Kalkaska and Lake City. I imagine it's an outflow boundary. Just south of there. Yeah, down there. Has a nice boundary look to it.
It'll be Johnson Road at Vandermeulen Road. And North 7 Mile and Farney Road. Good health reminder tonight was pretty much the hottest day of the week. It's going to be hot again tomorrow and Friday. Rain, though, will kind of hinder chances here for extreme heat. It'll still be pretty hot out there. This extreme heat warning does expire tomorrow night. Make sure when you go to bed at night to find ways to stay cool. Again, it is proven that you do need to recover after a day of spending time in the heat. Again, that's why we're able as humans to tolerate the extreme temperatures that we do. And so long as you're able to cool down at night. So make sure to find a way to stay cool when you go to bed tonight. A lot of people do pass away in their sleep when it comes to these long, prolonged areas of heat. So keep that in mind. A lot of people actually don't know that. So hopefully that helps out somebody. New severe thunderstorm warning coming in. Ryan, the outflow boundary has a severe warning on it now.
Yeah, I figured it would, or at least get close to it. Look pretty gusty.
Gaylord with the warning again. This is for 4 different counties, which includes southwestern Crawford, northwestern Roscommon, southern Kalkaska, and northern Missaukee counties, all in northern Michigan until 11:15 p.m. Eastern. At 10:25, a severe thunderstorm was located over Sharon, or 13 miles south of Kalkaska, moving east at 50 miles per hour, a little bit quicker than the other storms to the north. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, radar indicated, damage to roof siding and trees are possible. Timing wise, we got Morristown as early as 10:30. North Higgins Lake and Higgins Lake around 10:40. Grayling, Roscommon, South Higgins Lake around 10:45. Other locations affected by the severe thunderstorm include Stittsville and Smithville. Say that 5 times fast. We got protection being the lowest interior room on or in your house as the special text. So keep that in mind. Also, this is heading towards our Crawford County camera in Roscommon. The only bad news about this camera is it does not have great nighttime vision on it. So we'll see the lightning. There you go. There's your view in southern Crawford County. Storms are still fairly far away. They're not even technically, actually, they're, I think, just barely in the severe thunderstorm warning. But this is looking, oh, there's some lightning actually right up there. This is looking to the west, courtesy of DeWitt Foam Solutions. Believe us when we say this, there's a very nice view overlooking miles upon miles of Crawford County, even over into far eastern Kalkaska County. So theoretically, we should be seeing more lightning as the storm continues to move towards the county line. People are saying, can you turn the lake camera back on, please? That would be up to Ryan.
It's on. It's been on. You can take it anytime you want to.
Here you go. It's a comment in chat. You guys are working these late hours. Need to just get those hats that hold 2 water bottles on each side of your head with one big long straw going into both. They are fun. Good lightning there, by the way. Add it to the wish list.
We do have a wish list, actually.
Yeah, we don't often promote it anymore.
Not really.
If you're just joining us right now, new severe thunderstorm warning popping in. This is now down to the south. There's an outflow boundary here and a little bit of a Boeing segment on this line of storms that is currently in southern Kalkaska County. Also moving into northern Meskwaki County. There's also a secondary patch we'll have to keep an eye on down here in the Manton area that is not in the warning. And in fact, there's a little bit of a notch to it right now. We'll have to keep an eye on that for perhaps some funkiness. What's going on here? You see that, Ryan?
I do see that. I'm going to guess is radar ducting, although I'm not sure.
Correlation coefficient has it as reds. Looping it back and forth here, so that's interesting. Watching that go forward and backwards, it kind of reminded me of smoke plumes, but
A little bit, yeah. There's 3 of them there.
popped up in Mottersville, Marion, and just to the east of Cadillac. Huh. Current time, that is nothing. These look like just light showers popping up. Main concern is the wind back here. The edge of this wind is going right on down Fletcher Road, crossing over West Township Road southeast. Up next, we got Beach Road. Maple Road, and Portage Creek Road. Severe thunderstorm warning in northern Crawford County has been trimmed. Frederick, you are in the clear for the severe thunderstorm warning. Some showers still passing through the area. The main concern right now is the storms have moved off into the Lovels area. Storms to the north in Lewiston. I do have the Lewiston camera pulled up behind the scenes here. Right now it is damp out there and a little bit of wind and the flag blowing across the street. Haven't seen much in the way of lightning, but this camera comes to us courtesy of Eagle Point Real Estate right there in downtown Lewiston on radar. This is where, oh, speaking of which, there's some lightning. On radar, that is where it looks in terms of next to the storm. About a mile now from the heaviest of the downpour in the Lewiston area. Lewiston, you are in that severe thunderstorm warning. And the stretch goes from Lewiston to Lovels right now. That storm that is, I guess you could say, of concern. There is a couple pixels in here right now. About 57 mile per hour wind at 965 feet off the ground. This is going to be on and over a bunch of unnamed roads, but there's one out here called Williams Road. Latest update puts it very close to Lewiston on Old County Road 612 at Newman Road. With a couple of those brighter reds changing to yellows right outside of Lewiston at the current time. Imagine we're pretty close to the Lovels cell officially being unwarned. The warning does expire 8 minutes. They may just let it run out. 38 minutes left on the Montmorency cell, as well as the storm that just got warned for Kalkaska, Crawford, northern Roscommon, and northern Missaukee. So again, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Lewiston cam. There's some decent lightning starting to show up now. Well, Ryan got rid of the Lost Lake Woods cam, but that's okay. Taking a look at the
I'm
Lewiston.
actively working on it, so.
Gotcha. There's some good lightning. This line of gusty winds stretches in the severe thunderstorm warning from about 7 miles west of Grayling. It's quite the windy line here. It just kind of bends over, down, over, down, over into Manton at the current time, right on US 131 here. And M42. It's approaching Lake City. Lake City and Manton not in a severe thunderstorm warning. As a reminder, the orange boxes denote who is in a warning and who is not at the current time. It is to the north of Manton. We'll have to keep an eye on our tail end Charlie back here to the southwest of Mesick. That's usually the storm that would exhibit the strongest ingredients or have the most strongest ingredients being fed into it. Out there right now, it is in a pretty decent environment. I wish the camera was live for that. Oh, he just missed a really good cloud to ground bolt on the Lewiston cam.
We can go back and grab it just now.
Yep, just now.
What second?
10:38 and 15, give or take.
Got it. I'm on it. You said Lewiston?
Yep, Lewiston. 10:38 and round 15. Here comes the wind.
Oh my.
You see it?
Goodness gracious. I do see it. That's wild.
Comes the rain curtains blowing on through.
Wow.
It's mesmerizing to look at.
Huh?
The rain curtains going across the street. Oop, a little bit of a wind shift there. Went from out of the west now out of the northwest. I'm kind of just staying in the Lewiston cam because I don't want to miss another one. Storm is pretty much right over downtown Lewiston at the current time. Actually, I can back this up, can't I? Oh, I can. Oh, that's awesome. I can back this up to when the lightning strike happened. Oh, that's awesome. Again. Oh. It doesn't let me stay on that, though. It's unfortunate. That was cool, though. You kind of got to see it for a brief second there.
We'll be on the page shortly.
Warning is now done for northern Crawford County. These storms going to be scooting just nearby Atlanta. Atlanta's going to get some rain. Most of the winds should be south of town here in the heavier pockets. The highest pixels I see right now are right in downtown Lewiston, 57 miles per hour. And the wind that we're seeing right now on our Lewiston cam, courtesy of Eagle Point Real Estate, is maybe 40 at the most. That's being pretty generous. It's going to go towards Big Wolf Lake Road and Town Line Road. Down to the
Video's up.
south. Nice. Yeah, down to the south, we have this outflow boundary that is continuing to pull these storms along. Grayling stretching down to Lake City at the current time. In fact, it's probably gusty in Lake City right now, heading towards McBain and Moddersville. That is well out in advance of the main line of precipitation, just because the outflow boundaries does stretch out and away from the thunderstorm. Also, we do have a rainfall report coming in from Buckley. Mesonet Station reports a 12-hour total of 1.23 inches of rain. Not bad. Not too much. guys have any damage reports to send in, feel free to toss them our way in Messenger on our Discord server at discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers, or in our community page on Facebook. That would be Michigan Weather Reports. When you are reporting, please add a time, a specific location, like a crossroads nearby, and any other helpful information you can attach to it. If you got hail for whatever reason tonight, make sure to measure that with a ruler or a coin. Lewiston Cam continues to light up right now. That lightning bolt was probably the best. Feel free to cross post that, Ryan. That was pretty sick. We're down to the half hour remaining. We do have a damage report coming in from the Manton area at the current time. Fallen tree directly east of Manton. Courtesy of a storm spotter out there on Cutcheon Road and North Dickerson Road. Warning has been trimmed back. The Kalkaska, South Boardman, and northwest corner of Missaukee County areas have been removed. It does continue. It's highlighting this area heading into Grayling right now primarily. So this little segment here, they are not looking at the segment down here in the Manton area that is warned, or that is unwarned, I should say. So this stretch from north of Lake City all the way back towards Mesik, not warned at the current time, but we do have a spotter out there. It's reporting supposedly some trees down, just about 6 miles to the east of Manton. What you doing there, Grayling? Some interesting convergence happening in the Grayling area right now that I can keep my eye on. It's not terrible, but a little bit of a surge forward there. Could cause some things to hook up on each other. As Ryan mentioned, that lightning bolt, if you guys want to see it in its full glory, is up on our Facebook page right now and on X and Threads at MI Storm Chasers. Very, very cool replay there if you guys missed it. Courtesy of our Eagle Point Real Estate Cam in Lewiston. Located up there in northern Lower Michigan.
Keeping a close eye out tonight for aurora chances. Just FYI.
Well, maybe the Lewiston cam will have, or not the Lewiston cam, the Lost Lake Woods cam will have aurora and the thunderstorm at the same time. Or one of our further south cameras. That'd be pretty sweet. That'd be pretty sweet, honestly. So Houghton is down.
That software is down currently.
So
I think
all
I crashed it.
good job, Ryan. Now we can't look at our Lewiston, or sorry, our Crawford County and our Roscommon County cameras.
That just means I can pull it up on my end now because I can't work on it anymore. This is what I mean by testing and scaling because we add so many cameras, our server crashes. That's how we know we need more bandwidth. I think I just crashed the server.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not joking. It's down. I crashed it. You want the Lost Lake Woods cam?
Sure.
I'll do you a better one actually. Well, I'm not gonna say better. They both had good views, but let's turn this on here real quick. Bayport West. I am sharing.
Oh wow, is that the moon? What's in the center? Is that just a star out there in the distance?
I don't think it's the moon because this is facing west. The moon would still be in the southern sky. I could be wrong on that.
Enable digital zoom.
Thought the moon. We just had a full moon like not a day ago, and it was in the yeah. It can't be the moon.
Yeah, 29th,
There's no way.
29th was the strawberry moon.
There's no way it's the moon.
I know there's stargazer apps out there that you can just point your camera to the sky and it tells you.
I'm about to do that. Moon rise is at 10:44. That is not the moon.
Yeah, it'd still be low on the horizon if anything. Looking back at our severe thunderstorm warnings, it looks like did they just get rid of the
Montmorency, yes.
Montmorency one? I see it says it's been canceled, but it's still on my screen here. Looks like Montmorency is going to be done. Yes, officially done. Atlanta, you guys are clear. The storm that we were watching in the Lewiston area is no longer severe warned. There are still pockets of gusty winds at 1,700 feet off the ground, 52 to 55 miles per hour on Oak Lake Road. Still don't want to discount it for some stronger winds, but it is no longer at severe limits. To the south, 23 more minutes left on the Grayling severe thunderstorm warning that stretches all the way down the US 127 corridor just to the north of Houghton Lake. This is in the Higgins Lake area. And that is quite the outflow boundary right now. You can see this little red strip on the center of your screen. That is the edge of the winds. It is in Grayling and stretches down to the south into the Higgins Lake area. This is heading right for our camera in Roscommon, which I can pull up on my. Actually,
I have it right here.
It would be Ryan. Oh, that's the wrong one.
No, it's fine. We can share. We can show it off.
Sneak
Brand new camera.
Time. Yep. A lot of people know where this one's at.
Take a guess. I mean, it's on the screen, but also Roscommon camp's not going to be great for us because of the IR lights on the camera.
Yeah.
I can attempt to shut this off. Try to take me off the screen for a minute. Thank you. I don't know how good of a view we're going to get with it, but I'll give it a shot.
We may see more storms later tonight, by the way, while Ryan is figuring out the camera thing. Also, severe thunderstorm warning has been finished up. It's been trimmed from Kalkaska and Missaukee counties. Continues for southern Crawford, northern Roscommon. We could see more storms back here. Off to the west along the boundary. This is in Green Bay. This whole boundary is heading straight to the east and maintaining its strength. We'll have to see how it performs. Right now, there's no severe warnings over there in Wisconsin right now. But there is a special weather statement for not even the wind, just pea-sized hail. So, or dime-sized hail. But that boundary is supposed to move over into our portion of the Lower Peninsula later tonight and eventually start moving a little bit further south as time goes on. And that high pressure system starts to break down.
You're good to go. Lightning does actually illuminate this every about 10 to 20 seconds or so. So just wait a second.
I say right when I changed the camera on, I saw that one strike.
It's shy now. There it is. A little bit.
We'll see something impressive. This is about 7 miles away from the camera now. It's getting pretty close. It's like Gaylord's reporting 1.28 inches of rain. Calendar day rain totals so far.
There's a good one.
Let's now see the lake. Yeah, it's about 5 to 7 miles away from the camera right now, the center of that storm. And you can kind of see the structure being illuminated by the lightning there. Courtesy, once again, of DeWitt Foam Solutions, located up there in Roscommon, Michigan. Appreciate them for sponsoring. This is one of our newest cams here at Michigan Storm Chasers. New downburst. Yeah, looks like a new downburst to me. On North Downriver Road at Thendara Road and North Redhead Lane. Yeah, those reds and greens are a little bright in that area. Well, a new scan coming in just a second. This is just outside of Grayling on the north side of the severe thunderstorm warning. See what the latest scan provides. I'd imagine more of the same here. Yep. That's quite the downburst. It's going to be Thendara and Stephen Bridge Road and Aragon Trail and Karen Lake Road, all out here in the far northern edge of that severe thunderstorm warning box you see on screen. So again, here's your overnight risk zones. If you guys missed them from the Storm Prediction Center, the enhanced risk is shown there in the orange zone where the highest probabilities are of damaging winds throughout the overnight period. Yellow, slight risk. Green, marginal risk. lowest probabilities, of course, and then general thunderstorms in the light green. So severe weather is possible overnight, all the way down even into the Grand Rapids to Flint corridor. Although the odds down here are fairly slim. Most of the severe weather tonight will be primarily north of US 10 until we get to around tomorrow morning. Unless we get development really, really quickly and starts to sag south, as we keep mentioning here, it's supposed to start sagging south at some point. And to this point, so far in this stream, we've been live for almost 2 hours now, it has not yet started to move to the south.
That downburst signature just got a lot more impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for the new scan. I have the 1058.
Yep, that's what I have.
I got 50 miles per hour on Downriver Road at Twin Pine Road.
I have not. Oh yeah, Twin Pine. See it. It's a bit odd, but not unheard of. That's quite the strong storm there in the far northern tip of the severe thunderstorm warning. They're probably going to have to put an extension out here soon. It's about to outrun its orange box. So. They are in rapid scan right now, if that helps. Approaching Ketchum Truck Trail and Wakely Bridge Road, as well as Artillery Trail. Up there, yeah, that's the testing ranges out there in Crawford County right now. Good news is those tanks won't blow away. Heavily armored vehicles, so. To the south in the Roscommon area, do you still have the camera up for Crawford?
Yeah, I can get up.
To the south, still gusty winds along the edge of this line here in that outflow boundary. Again, the main concern right now is that downburst to the north, just outside of Grayling. Darkness encompasses the camera.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Keep singing it.
I don't know the lyrics. Probably should, but I don't.
Besides the lightning, there's one singular cell tower that is lighting up this camera right now in the center of the screen. You're looking live at the DeWitt Foam Solutions weather camera in Crawford County. Most of the wind should stay to the north. That downburst that we're watching right now on radar should stay to the north of this camera, and primarily to the north of M72 and south of Levels. So if you're north of 72, south of Levels, this is continuing down your way. They just trimmed the severe thunderstorm warning box again. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust remains the main hazard. Remains in effect until 11:15. The storm relative velocity radar shows the downburst a little bit better here. You're looking at the reds and the greens close together. Where they are brighter, that is where they are located at the current time. Wonder if our tail end Charlie will do anything, Ryan. That's in the Cadillac area right now. Oh, that's right. I can't access it myself. That'd be just you.
What?
Cadillac camera. The storm is just bypassing it right now. The one that's not warned. Just on the right side there. And that's courtesy of Northern Steel Sales and Design. It's also one of our trusted partners now here at Michigan Storm Chasers.
Can't help but notice, cycling through our cameras, that there are plenty of deer out there on the Lapeer camera. Also keeping an eye on the Bayport cam. The Bayport cam can still see those storms all the way over in Cadillac and Roscommon. It can still see lightning.
Don't get Julie started.
I'm too tired for this. You know what, Julie? Just for that. Just for that comment, Joel.
What could Ryan possibly be up to right now? Downburst now leaving the severe thunderstorm warning box in the vicinity of North Downriver Road still. And High Banks Road at Bucks East and West Truck Trail. Also up next is Dam Floor Road. No, I will not. And Dawn will thank me for that because that would be a lot.
You know, Dawn, is it ever hard to keep up with Joel and I when we talk? I'm curious. Why don't you chime in?
Yes, absolutely. When you're reading the warnings. Yeah.
Got it.
And if you can't pronounce a word, I can't interpret the word. So, yeah, it's hard.
Oh, goodness.
At least you weren't here for the Top Pinnaby thing the other day. I said that city name about 150 times, and each time I think I pronounced it differently.
More than that. More than that.
I saw the comments, and I was a little sad that I missed it.
Yeah. Good news. Back to the weatherscape here. The severe thunderstorm warning is finished. Canceled about 7 minutes early. Yeah, no, we had the part 1 earlier today. I felt bad because those severe thunderstorm warnings with that 70-mile-per-hour wind. But I had 9 counties, and I remember reading off the all the cities that were all the arrival times, and there was, I think, 40 cities that had a different arrival time on there. So that was a lot. But we do see that in our Boeing segments all the time, where they issue those very large severe thunderstorm warnings here, especially in the Lower Peninsula. So yes, if you are in Crawford County, the warning has expired. The downburst appears to be finishing up. Still could be gusty out there by the truck trail and Thundermug Road, arguably probably one of the best road names in Crawford County. No bias there. And Walsh Road, also heading your way. We've heard of Thundermug, but have you guys heard of Thunderduck? Where's the duck, Ryan? Is it still behind you? It's MSC After Dark. Get with the program.
Give me a few minutes. I'll get it. But it's not behind me.
I'm going to stop the radar real quick. Do we have a new downburst occurring? We might. River Lake Road and M18 north of Roscommon. That would actually be right where our weather camera's at right now.
Also watching Cadillac Cam closely.
Whoa, big lightning. And it froze. That's cool. Both those cameras, Cadillac, courtesy of Northern Steel Sales and Design, and of course, once again, our Roscommon, Michigan camera, courtesy of DeWitt Foam Solutions, the first weather camera in Crawford County. We do not have anything in Grayling or Frederick. And again, this Roscommon cam does give us a great view, especially during the daytime. But as you can see at nighttime, it does light up the vast landscape of southern Crawford County. Yeah, there's still some probably 40-mile-per-hour winds along this little shear line here, just north of St. Helen, stretching up into about 5 miles south of Levels right now. No warning, no statements. We are alert free right now in terms of our severe weather, and Ryan is continuing to watch the Cadillac camera. Sorry, I forgot I need to go back to my radar. Here's the shear line pointing out with my mouse here, and we're also watching the Lake City cell. No warning on that, but there's also some elevated wind in there from Cadillac to Lake City. About to pass over the M55 corridor where it comes into M66. Are you serious right now?
What?
Someone just sent a $1.99 super chat from somebody's account named Topinaby. Are you kidding me? Who did that? I want names. Thank you for the support. Also saying hi. That's wild. Somebody created a YouTube account named Topinaby just for me to say that, or just for me to say their super chat.
Oh my.
Canceled. Whoever did that. You're on the list. I guess while we're alert free real quick, I can mention a Shout out to all of these people who donated jewels. We have, just keep going water bottle here. We got Brenda S with 200, Evan H, our Storm Chaser here, 67, Bread, spelled B-R-E-D, also with 67, Pam H sending 200, Colton G sending 550, Huron County sending 67, J. Arony sending 500, Dinkle Z sending 500, Huron County again with 67, 650, and 200, Jeremy with 400, Kim F sending 550, Linux H sending 100, and Bertha? Yeah, Bertha with 200 jewels as well. Thank you guys so much for your support. Topinaby is how it's pronounced officially from one of the locals in the area. I am not going to lie, I'm a little disappointed in the feedback I received on my Facebook post. I asked for a video of you guys reading off or saying the word Topinaby, and everyone except for one person sent a video. Or everyone except for one person sent text instead of a video. That's not what I was looking for. I needed a video. So thank you, Bane, with 100, or sorry, sending 2 jewels. Shadow R with $1 super chat, and Fire Medic 550 jewels. Thank you guys so much. Looking at the storms right now, they continue to maintain themselves at the current time, but besides a couple downbursts here and there, we are appearing to stay below severe limits. Curious if Oscoda might get a secondary warning. It's still a decent signature on velocity for these brighter reds here, going right on down M72 near Hagaman Trail. And Macaulay Road also being impacted by these gusty winds in southern and western Oscoda County. We'll kind of wait and see if there are any more warnings that are going to be issued. In the meantime, I guess I'll go ahead and jump into our trusted partners here at MSC. Once again, as a reminder, trusted partners are the main reason why we're able to stay alive and operations fully funded here at MSC 365 days a year. So feel free to check out these local businesses across the state of Michigan. Down at the bottom, in alphabetical order, we start off with A-Class Construction and Restoration. As I mentioned earlier, this is for Northwest Lower Michigan. Again, a lot of people impacted today in Northwest Lower Michigan. A-Class Construction's got you covered. Also, American Arbor, Southwest Michigan. Apex Restoration Mitigation, based in Genesee County. Battle Creek IT, based out of Battle Creek. Carlton Equipment Company, located in multiple locations across the southern half of the Lower Peninsula. Crystal Flash, not Crystal Fast. Crystal Flash, your fuel and propane delivery provider. Incomedia, all of your website and growth-focused digital marketing strategies. Katz Roofing and Siding for the Lansing and Potterville areas. Kuiper Tree Care in West Michigan. McKay Tree Specialist in Southeast Michigan. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding in Sanilac and St. Clair counties. Northern Steel Sales and Design, one of our newest sponsors in Cadillac. On Top Roofing, if you're in Livingston County, that's for you. Portland Federal Credit Union, our newest sponsor officially, located across the southern Lower Peninsula. Rainbow Restoration, located in West Michigan. Rapid Radios, got mine right here for all of your LTE wireless communication needs. Ronald McDonald House Charities of Detroit, great charity to donate to, helping out families in need. ServPro, covering the entire state 24/7 in terms of restoration. StormGuard Metro Detroit North, covering Oakland, Macomb, and Washtenaw counties. Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors, based out of West Michigan. Top Notch Tree Care, located in the Lansing to Jackson region. And finally, Victor's Home Solutions, based in the Tri-Cities. That's Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, and surrounding regions. Those are all of our trusted partners. Thank you so much to our trusted partners for believing in us and supporting our operations. And again, if you guys ever need services done, that list that we just went through is your trusted partners. They are all licensed and insured. The question mark on radar is a other damage report by a spotter in the area of Fallen Tree east of Manton. Ryan, if you'd like to transition into more of a briefing, we can go ahead and maybe start doing that now. Just a quick little 10-minute on what's to be expected here.
Put me on the spot, Joel.
I told you at the beginning of the stream. I'll give you time.
Nope. We're going to impromptu this all the way.
Okay.
You can take my screen anytime. We're going to actually set everything up live here with you guys. Watch me get, or what are those TikTok trends? Get ready with me.
Yes.
Something like that. Now, granted, I have not looked at 00Z data myself, so
I haven't either. So this is gonna be a
this
nice
is
little-
gonna be
this is gonna be a
fun.
nice little present for us here. This is actually kind of a impromptu watch party. If you think about it.
Let's see if the RRFS model has loaded today. Oh, it has. What joy. We can use it tonight. It doesn't say anything for tonight. Good. Or tomorrow. Goodness gracious. Okay. Well. Take a look at that. Take a look at this.
Yeah, but it's MCS season, Ryan. You can't take
I know.
you
I
can't
know.
take the reflectivity verbatim.
I know. Let briefing man handle briefing.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Someone's
right,
also,
let's go
someone's
ahead and
also
throw
reporting
up
power
the,
outage in Luzerne. Thank you for that report. Not seeing anything in terms of severe wind up your way at the current time behind the scenes, but thank you for that report.
Joel, do we have a outlook out for tomorrow or no?
We do on our Facebook page.
For tomorrow?
Yeah, it was posted this morning.
Yeah, I see it.
It's a one panel.
I see it. I see the Patreon too. Okay. All right. Well, let me take a brief break here, like 3 minutes, and we'll go ahead and roll into this and shortly.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Taking a look back at our velocity radar, as no warnings are in effect right now. There's still some gusty winds in the vicinity of M33, still about 2 to 3 miles to the west. If you're down in Rose City, it's more like 6 miles to the west. So Mayo to Rose City. Gusty winds heading your way. Right now, it does say on radar around 40 to 45 mile per hour winds at 2,000 feet off the ground. That is not severe, but it can still bring down some small branches. In the Lake City area, more of the same in terms of 30 to 35. That is at 2,900 feet off the ground, going straight on down M55 in central Missaukee County. Once again, no warnings in effect, but it is a little gusty out there tonight with these thunderstorms. Not terribly concerned right now with the wind. However, there's a little bit of very, 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 very weak rotation in the central Missaukee County area. Someone just commented here, sun's down and it's cooling off. Finally, time to go do some yard work. Shout out to Shadow R, $2 super chat, commenting, and the thunder rolls. It's a lyric. Appreciate the lyric there and your support as always. Also, our moderator Julie, $5 super chat, saying always remember June 24th. Yes, the forbidden typo where I made June 24th. The June 24th stream still have the ST at the end, so it read June 24th. It's already been a week since that happened. Time flies. Speaking of time flying, we are at the halfway mark in 2026. So again, if you guys want to throw in chat real quick what your most memorable moment of 2026 has been so far in terms of the weather here in Michigan, feel free to do so. Feel free to chat it up with your fellow streamers here in chat tonight. We are just monitoring a couple thunderstorms across north central lower Michigan, Missaukee to Roscommon, and Ogemaw to Oscoda counties. These two cells are split now and continuing to gradually weaken. There's some very weak rotation right now in the Missaukee area, Houghton Lake Road, which is out here about 5 to 6 miles to the east of Lake City near North 8 Mile Road and Newman Road.
Have returned.
Welcome back.
All right. Are we ready for briefing or no?
Yes.
All right.
I'll be monitoring the storms behind the scenes.
All right. Well, I'm going to make this super quick and simple. We have no idea what's going to happen. No, I'm kidding. Okay, let's roll. So, how are y'all enjoying the heat tonight? Out of curiosity, you guys want more of it, or are we tapping out yet? Lori says no. 3 no's.
You can get a spam of no's.
I want winter back. I agree.
Bruh.
As much as Joel's gonna say bruh, which he just did, I agree.
Ryan,
right, well-
Ryan, I'm going to expose you, Ryan. You said in the wintertime you were looking forward to summer.
Let's rephrase that. I look forward to spring and fall. I do not look forward to what is out my window right now. No, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get this set back up. I want to go Michigan so it's closer for you guys to look at here. So just give me a second to get this back set up. But if we are, if you guys are ready to be done with heat, I don't have any good news for you guys. Starting with the heat index for tomorrow, we're going to look at pretty much identical to today across South and Central Michigan, at least. By the 3 to 4 p.m. hour, we're seeing the heat indices upper 90s and low hundreds across the area. So no surprise there by any means, but go to the UP. Also go to Northern Lower. We're in the 80s. So if you want to escape the heat tomorrow, go north. You're going to find some cooler weather up there. Further north you go. Now we go into Friday. The heat indices on Friday will repeat similarly to today and tomorrow. We're seeing a bit cooler though for some areas. We're seeing mid upper 90s now across Central and South Michigan. So I think today was the worst of it personally. Tomorrow will be similar, but a little bit better, I think, overall. But then we get to Friday. We're going to look at Friday and go, this is actually pretty nice outside. Not really, but you get the picture. Hottest area here being shown down in Lenawee County, Monroe County, 105 degrees still on the docket there for Friday. Now, here comes the interesting part over the next couple of days here. We have seen numerous severe risks over the past couple of days here in Michigan, but they've been very random in nature. Models have done a very terrible job at depicting how storms evolve. We've said it before, we're going to say it again. It is not uncommon in this pattern for models to be that way. So we have to take everything we look at on models tonight with a grain of salt, knowing that previous days have not really played out very well. SPC outlook for tomorrow, nearly the entire state has a severe risk. Only areas excluded are the north half of the Upper Peninsula and the very far southern tier of counties here in Michigan. So otherwise, the marginal risk for severe weather is in place here. Level 1 out of 5 is your risk. And then there's also a level 2 slight risk that butts in just north of Grand Rapids, north Muskegon, up to about the Manistee, Ludington areas. So we'll have to watch that a bit carefully here. We also have our own outlook. I'll show you guys in just a second our take on things. I got to pull that up still. Pull it up here real quick. That's for Friday though. Do we have I don't see Thursdays on here, Joel. I don't know why I don't see Thursday on here. There it is. Perfect. Okay. We do have risks for tomorrow. We have the severe wind. It is a 15 to 29% probability in the yellow color, which is the highest concern. But also take note, we have a little bit of a swoop across the Wisconsin into West Michigan. That leads me to believe that the SPC thinks we're going to have some type of wind bag or type of complex that crosses Wisconsin into West Michigan at some point. Otherwise, in the chocolate color, it is a 5 to 14% probability of severe wind. The hail outlook across the board tomorrow in the chocolate color, 5 to 14% probability of hail. There is currently no risk in the state for a tornado. It's less than 2%. Now comes the fun part. How does tonight evolve? How does tomorrow evolve? The answer is not yet certain. Models tonight, this is our first time looking at it together for reference. Models, this is what the model says right now. 11:33 is the current time, and the model here says we have absolutely nothing on radar. That is how screwed up these models are. But it just throws a wrench into everything here. So 11 o'clock tonight, we're supposed to be clear. Obviously not happening. We do have a couple cells developing right around that 3 a.m. time frame, perhaps, pushing into the Traverse City area, 4 o'clock perhaps. So I think the general consensus and messaging should be overnight tonight. There could be more storms at times. We just don't know when and where because these models are crazy. Likely going to be central and north and lower Michigan. How severe? Exactly when? What areas? I don't know yet. But general areas here north of US 10 in this region, once again, similar to right now, earlier today, last night as well. So overnight, expect more chances for storms. This will move through. Models say they're not very strong, but we don't trust models right now. Morning time, we are in sunrise here. We're supposedly clear. We have storms off to the west of us that may push in later on the morning. They are shown to weaken and pretty much not do much anything here. By noon, we have a couple cells over by Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. 2 p.m. we're clear. Thursday, we're clear all afternoon, apparently. I would have to imagine pop-ups are possible tomorrow afternoon with heat of the day. By the sunrise or sunset hours here on Thursday, models say we have storms developing across numerous areas, but nothing really substantial being shown at this current time. Overnight Thursday into Friday, more pop-up storms are shown, various areas as well, but once again, not seeing any sign or tail of anything organized. Model here is going to end Friday evening. Friday may be a day to watch here, a little bit more organization being shown with this model here on this Friday evening. So we'll have to watch that carefully, but we're still 48 hours out from this, so it's still a long ways away, especially when models came and get 3 hours ahead of us, right? That's one model. Let's look at the FV3 model for a minute. This is the just a different model we use. Run this through the time frame here. This model also says we're dry at the current time. Complex forms overnight, according to this one. 3 o'clock, right around the same time frame up by Frankfurt. Storms arrive. 4, 5, 6 a.m. How strong they're going to be? No idea. 7 a.m., 8, 9, 10, 11, noon. Storms stay central and northern lower Michigan.
Stall boundary.
1, 2, 3. No storms again on this model during the early part of the day. We get to 5 p.m. though, peak heating, as we like to call it. Some pop-up cells do show up around the gray area down toward Flint. 6, they move over into the thumb. 7, decent look there for some cells, Joel. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock. 8, 9, nothing organized though. 10, perhaps something a bit more organized later on tomorrow night across southwest Michigan, as that boundary sags south perhaps. 1 a.m. down to Friday morning, big complex develops on the FV3 model here. 4 o'clock in the morning, 5. This is Friday morning. So perhaps a little bit better chances Thursday evening. Both models are kind of agreeing better chances are later on tomorrow evening. We can look at the RFS model as well. This one's actually loaded tonight. This model actually does have storms in the general area, but still not very well placed. Midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4. Storms kind of arrive again, same areas about 4 o'clock. So there is a good signal here for storms later on tonight around the 4 o'clock time frame in Traverse City, but overall it doesn't really show too much happening with those. Just general rain showers. We're dry in the model through about the afternoon time frame. Pop-ups happen. Same general consensus here that we're seeing. Thursday evening, not much happening. So it's a very fluid forecast, I think is the best way to put it. So messaging here overnight tonight, storms will stay in northern lower Michigan. Tomorrow, there is a good chance for pop-up storms. Could be ongoing in the morning, but more models show consensus on the evening time frame after the peak heating, 5 o'clock and afterwards. So any storm tomorrow that pops up will likely have a chance to become strong to severe. They get hazards, damaging wind, large hail, primary concerns, and low risk for anything tornadic. Our in-house forecast tomorrow is level 2 across lower Michigan and level 1 surrounding that for the extreme south and east portions of the UP, very far north and lower, and very far southeast lower Michigan. I don't have the hazard maps up here, Joel. If you want to elaborate on those, feel free, but this is just our general outlook here on the SWO.
It's fine.
So yeah, it's a very fluid forecast, and we don't know what's going to happen exactly, but we're here for it. What perfect timing that was. get done talking, and ding.
I was wondering when they're going to issue a statement there. It's starting to pick up its shape here, the velocity again, right on our Houghton Lake camera. I'm curious to see what our Houghton Lake camera is showing right now. Ryan has the access to that, of course. But this is directly over Houghton Lake at the current time. One big old cell, or big old blob.
I exited out all the camera software in anticipation of the stream, so give me a second. Oh yeah. You can take me. Wires are bouncing. Looks pretty windy. Yeah, very windy.
Yes, National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a special weather statement in effect through 12:15 a.m. 11:38, Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm over Prudenville, Houghton Lake, moving east at 55 miles per hour. They're going with hazards of 50 mile per hour wind. Radar indicated impacts are gusty winds could knock around unsecured objects as well as knock down some tree limbs. Houghton Lake, Prudenville, St. Helen, Roscommon County Airport, Nestor Township, Lake St. Helen, and Twin Lakes area in this special weather statement. Once again, that is 50 mile per hour wind as the only hazard. And a new statement coming in as well.
This is really windy, actually. Those wires are bouncing. Trees are also gusting pretty well, but not, doesn't look to be severe wind, but definitely gusty. New statement was for Oscoda, Alcona, Ogama, and Iasco.
There we go. I was waiting for the details to come in on that. National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a special weather statement. Southern Alcona, northeastern Ogama, southeastern Oscoda, and northern Iosco counties, all through 12:30 a.m. At 11:39, Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm near Curtisville, or 11 miles southeast of Mayo, moving east at 50. Wind gusts of 50 are possible, similar to the other special weather statement. Oscoda, Harrisville, Au Sable, Glenny, South Branch, McKinley, Mankato, Lincoln, Harrisville State Park, Wurtsmith Airfield, Barton City, Curtisville, Meline Township, and Sidtown are in that special weather statement. And to give you guys a little bit of a background in terms of where these statements are in effect, here's number one. Actually, sorry, I'll circle number one that was issued in chronological order. The Prudenville, Houghton Lake area. That cell pretty much is over the entirety of Houghton Lake and portions of Higgins Lake. Cell number two, just to the southeast of Mayo at the current time, heading towards the Glenny area. On camera right now is the Backdoor Saloon weather camera in Houghton Lake, looking to the north across Houghton Lake. And on the ground there, at the bottom of the screen, you can see the the rain curtains being blown across by the wind. Thank you to What's Up, sending 67 joules. Appreciate your support. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with back in our briefing here, the FV3 being the closest, considering it's the closest to what's actually ongoing right now over in Wisconsin. There's quite the complex that has developed now. Check out radar. Oh yeah, quite the double Boeing segment here. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming in, and there's a couple decent pockets out here in Wisconsin right now that are heading off to the east. Now, again, it has to survive overnight and to trek across the lake. But we are fairly golden so far for perhaps some damaging winds very late tonight, or I should say very early tomorrow morning at this point, likely after 3 a.m. as this line moves in towards northern Michigan. So very tempted to hop off soon, but again, we're kind of still watching these cells. These 2 cells that just got special weather statemented technically here. Again, we are live from beginning to end when it comes to severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. Statements we do not have to be live for, but they are close to severe limits. There's a pixel of 60 mile per hour wind, 3,200 feet off the ground over Keeley Road. It's Keeley near Osable Valley River. That's on the county line, about to cross over into Glenny and the North Curtisville Road area. To the south, gusty winds in Prudenville. Not going to name off specific streets here, but if you're within a 5 square mile radius of Prudenville, that is where these winds are located for the southern cell. And you can see the tan boxes are these special weather statements. They kind of hint at where these storms are heading next. So off to the east and east-southeast at around 45 to 50 miles per hour. There's a ton of lightning in Traverse City. What you're seeing is the lightning from likely a cell that is just down the road from Traverse City. It's out there on M37 near Red School Road. It's about 10 miles south of Traverse City. Remember, at night, it's a lot easier to see light traveling from longer distance. Some people call it heat lightning. That is not a real thing. It is just distant lightning.
Check the page.
No, I saw it.
Okay.
Mayo, you guys are good. The storm is just off to your east now. Yeah, these tan boxes you see on your screen, those are special weather statements for 50 mile per hour wind. It's just below severe limits. Severe starts at 60. So still bring down some tree limbs out there. You do want to be taking shelter inside if you can.
Joel, just want to make a minor clarification. Technically, it's 58 miles per hour, not 60.
Yeah, I know. We round up here. If the National Weather Service is rounding up, we're rounding up. They used to issue, so that's what they used to do back in the day. They did issue their severe thunderstorm warnings and it said 58 or higher. I remember that. And they decided to round up ever since. I don't know why. So again, Roscommon County, special weather statement, and portions of Oscoda, northern Ogama, northern Asco, southern Okona, also special weather statement. If you know you are located in these polygons you can see on the map, then you are in the line of fire for 50 mile per hour winds. Not severe, but still strong in nature. Don't do it, Glenny. It's going to do it, isn't it? Brody Road. Pixels of 60 showing up now, 60 miles per hour. It's about 7 or so miles to the west of Glenny, approaching Glenny pretty quickly. It really wants to. Right out there on Osapa Road right now. Yeah, those are some 60 mile per hour pixels. There is a lake here. Modern Road. What lake could that be? It's actually not a lake, it's a pond. According to Google Maps, it's Elkona Dam Pond. You have the Elkona Park Campground and Elkona Dam being impacted by perhaps some 60 mile per hour winds at the current time. We also have the Scenic Vista and Horseshoe Lake Campground in the line of fire for some 60 mile per hour winds.
It's like we want to go to bed, but we can't.
Yep. Special Marine warning now, Ryan. Onto the waters. Wind gusts of 34 knots. Lake Michigan.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the mile per hour winds on those?
Just said 34 knots. It's baseline.
Okay, so technically not severe, but
yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I'm going to give it to midnight. If there are no warnings at midnight, we'll hop off and still be watching behind the scenes. Again, we do have a complex moving in overnight, and if this stays together, we could also see somewhat of a flooding threat move in here across north central lower Michigan with how many storms are actually training across Wisconsin right now. I'm not saying all of that's going to stay together, but again, it's quite the Boeing segment, and perhaps, again, it's really a mystery to us because these storms tonight here in northern lower Michigan have not yet sagged southeast. Our heat dome has kind of been keeping these storms at bay, and so we'll see whether or not that changes overnight. And if it does, these storms will move a little bit further southeast than east. Again, it's a very impressive line. A lot of thunderstorms trending over the same areas. Likely some minor flooding possible in Wisconsin. We'll see if that translates over here into Michigan. In fact, there you go. Flash flood warning literally just popped in just now in Appleton. Does that count as a I called it moment, even though it's a different state?
How about brownie points instead?
Perfect. I knew it. I knew I was holding out for something there. I was like, these winds continue to increase. Yeah. It's not the storm down in Prudenville and Houghton Lake. Those winds are still 50 down there. The severe thunderstorm warning is actually the cell to the north. National Weather Service Gaylord reporting a 50-mile-per-hour gust at Houghton Lake at 11:44, about 10 minutes ago, officially. So that's about right with what we were seeing on camera there. New severe thunderstorm warning popping in. National Weather Service in Gaylord has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Alcona, northern Iosco counties in northern Michigan until 12:45 a.m. At 11:52, severe thunderstorm was located over Glenny, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Hazards here are going to be 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It is radar indicated. Damage to roofs, siding, and trees are possible. Timing-wise, we have Mankato at 12:05, Wurtsmith Airfield at 12:10, Harrisville and Harrisville State Park around 12:15. Also in this severe thunderstorm warning, we do have Millen Township, or Millen Township. M-I-L-E-N. It's probably Millen. As you can see on velocity radar, it was no surprise. We saw this continuing to increase in the color. The red's changing over to yellows and is now in Glenny at the current time, traveling right down Bamfield and Wismisser Road, crossing over McDougall Road. And there's a wide variety of unnamed two-track trails out here in the Glenny area. So very rural portions of Alcona County. Once again, if you're tuning in, severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts is the only hazard. Storm motion vector on this Orion is going to be 271 at 42. As updated, it's a little bit faster now.
I had the Lost Lake Woods cam pulled up that's out ahead of that storm. The night vision on these cameras is absolutely phenomenal.
It's going to be down there on the very left side of the screen. There's a tiny little shower that's approaching the camera right in front of us here. With that radio tower out there, I don't know if you can see that, right over the tree line. That's going to be out in the distance where the cell is at. The storm, by the way, up around 40,000 feet, so nothing to scoff at by any means. Also seeing an increase in our base reflectivity radar, Ryan. We now have some DBZ values up around 65. So I could see some hail actually start to be produced here, even though there is nothing on the warning for hail itself. Latest scan says yes. A little bit of a VIL spike there. Not really any roads. Gaylord is looking for wind reports in the Glenny area. If you have them right now, your safety is number one, but when it's safe to do so, if you have any damage reports, please send those in. Time and location. Location-wise, as specific to your crossroads as possible. Messenger, Discord, and our Michigan Weather Reports group on Facebook are all options. About 3 minutes now from the end of July 1st, 2026, heading into July 2nd. Full reset here. I'm Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma. Top of your screen, also below me, you got President of Operations Ryan. And below Ryan, we have Dawn, our ASL interpreter for the night. Appreciate you guys for tuning in with us. We are now in hour 2 and 46 minutes for our live severe weather coverage. We got you covered from beginning to end here, as always, at Michigan Storm Chasers. And in some cases, like right now, we'll always wait and see that these storms are officially gusting out. But in this case, it was not. It was continuing to strengthen. So we do have a very impressive pocket of wind traveling right in through Glenny right now, and it is about 9-ish miles to the west of Mankato. and about 13 miles west of Harrisville. This is tracking down and south of the M72 corridor. Also a special marine warning in effect in the blue box. They are going wind gusts to 50 for that storm. Also, GR2 saying a tiny little storm in Kingsley has a little bit of hail on it. Not surprised there. Tiny little VIL. Yeah, anytime you see a cell kind of push out like that in that backward C shape, makes this little bow, it's usually a good sign of some gusty winds surging through the area. And our velocity radar, which is these bright reds changing to yellows, continues to highlight that at the current time. Yes, Houghton Lake is out of the woods now. In fact, that official report is 53 miles per hour at the Roscommon County Airport. And we welcome you all live to July 2nd, officially. Rolling into a new day. 48 hours away from July 4th. Big weekend incoming for a lot of Michiganders and those visiting from out of state. We understand our population in Michigan's probably doubled or tripled so far within the last 7 days here. A lot of tourists throughout the state coming and going. And of course, the big holiday weekend within the next 48 hours. And it is important to realize that we do have severe chances in the next several days, especially here tomorrow, Thursday, and on Friday. Saturday, we'll get there when we get there. But again, at least the next 2 days, chances of scattered showers, thunderstorms, and severe weather, especially across the lower peninsula, incoming as the high pressure system starts to break down. Imagine you're asking about the purple on velocity radar. That is range folded on reflectivity radar. The pinks and purples on here are going to be your heavier rain cores. So very heavy rain falling right now about 3 miles north of Glenny, where these reds are changing over to pinks. In some cases, those rain droplets are so large, they're actually changing into hailstones. We use correlation coefficient to kind of tell us exactly where some of those droplets are more jagged in nature. So if they're uniform, normal rain droplets are going to be this darker violetish red. I really don't know what the official color would be of this, but again, it's like a reddish violet shade. When it changes over to more of an orange, yellow, and green, that's where you start to see some hail. And right now, there's a little bit of orange in here. Lines up pretty well with those pinks on radar. You kind of have to go back and forth between the two products. Out here on South Stout Road and Procunier Road, also near 4118 Road. Again, that is in rural portions of south central Alcona County. Main concern, though, right now is the wind. All of this yellow C on velocity radar is heavy wind. A couple pixels here. Around 68 to 69 miles per hour on Bliss Lake Road and West Mankato Glenny Road, which is the connector between the two cities. Down to the south, our storm that is special weather statemented for the next 13 minutes in Roscommon County is now moving into Ogemaw County. This is just a strong thunderstorm at the current time, hovering my mouse over some of the pixels. There is still a couple pixels here of around 50 miles per hour, still sub-severe, and this is heading in towards West Branch. St. Helen Cam might have it if it loads. It might be down. Oh, there we go. There's our St. Helen, Michigan camera. Some lightning and some rain. It's courtesy of Bigfoot Pro Services, located in St. Helen, Michigan. Some gusty winds, but most of this rain has now come through the area and is passing over this weather camera in St. Helen at the current time. There's a singular pixel of 66 dBz right now in Fowler Road at Millen Road. Which coefficient still is hinting at some perhaps small hail mix again right now. Heading directly for Lincoln, Mankato, and Harrisville, which are all cities in this severe thunderstorm warning. You know anybody up this way in northern Iosco and eastern Alcona counties, feel free to send them a message. 60-mile-per-hour winds rolling in. Could be a little bit higher, honestly, according to the wind we're seeing here. As a reminder, if you don't know anybody in this area, a like does go a long ways in pushing this out to your fellow Michiganders who do live in the path of these storms. There is an outflow boundary from this line of storms. You can kind of see it in recent scans. It is somewhere from this line of storms through Whitmore and even down here into northern Aranet County somewhere. So could be some good structure on this storm tonight if you can see it in between the lightning flashes. But again, if you are in the line of this line, or if you're in the line of fire for this line of storms, you're going to be taking shelter first and foremost. It's hard to see storms at night, especially with some limited lightning out there at the current time. The wind right now is still this big old pocket of yellows out here in the Mankato area in Buhl Road. It's spelled B-U-H-L. Vandercook Road and London Road. It's currently already over Inglis Road. There's about 7 different roads out here that I tried hovering over, and there was no names on them. So, Inglis, you are the closest to the center of this wind core right now. Mankato, the edge of this wind is about 2.5 miles outside of town on the apex of that Boeing segment. You have about 2 minutes to prepare with the motion on this off to the east at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. It's kind of a waiting game at this current time. We wait in between scans. We are still in rapid scan mode. Ogemaw, you still have that cell moving in through West Branch. It's just the south of Rose City right now. No statements, no warnings on that. What do be prepared for? Some torrential rain. thunder and lightning, and of course some gusts up to around 50 miles per hour, primarily in West Branch right now on I-75 and M676. Into Wisconsin, we do look back off to the west here. Line of storms continues to strengthen. And believe it or not, there's a tornado warning out there right now in Wisconsin. This is in the enhanced risk zone, and this is, as a reminder, here's your day one outlook. If you are in that orange zone, is the best odds for damaging winds overnight tonight. I'll go ahead and go to the Grand Rapids radar. It shows it a little bit better. There you go. Yellow, slight risk, slightly lower odds, but still in the risk zone, marginal in the darker green. So by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, we could see this line of storms all the way down into the Grand Rapids vicinity. It's going to be a long night, likely for us here at MSC. We'll be up watching all night as this line moves in from Wisconsin. We do not have to worry about any of the Wisconsin stuff right now. The main concern is the one lone storm in the Mankato area, rolling into downtown Mankato in the next 30 seconds on East Mankato Glenny Road. Yes, good morning, everyone. Officially. As you can see on radar, the yellows denote the heavy wind that is moving in through Mankato right now. They did just trim the warning back ever so slightly. It does continue moving off to the east at 50 miles per hour for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. No hail. Again, if you are going to bed tonight, you need to be aware that the severe risk is not over tonight. We are not going to be giving the all clear long term for the overnight period, as we do have this complex moving in from Wisconsin overnight. If it can stay together, again, as you can see here, the Storm Prediction Center, this is their level 3 of 5 risk in effect. So this is some pretty heightened odds out there for this complex moving in overnight. So as you can see right now, there is a gap off to the west. We will have some temporary relief, but in a couple hours from now, perhaps closer to that 3 a.m. time frame, this line of storms could be starting to make a strong to severe impact on northwest lower Michigan. And so again, if you're in any one of these colors tonight, especially in the yellow or the orange zones, that's the SBC equivalent of a level 2 or level 3 risk, you are going to be most at risk for some damaging winds overnight tonight. Short term, Ogama and Alcona and Iosco counties are in the line of fire for these cells that are heading towards Lake Huron. So if you do have to go to bed, we understand. Make sure you do have ways to receive warning when you go to bed. If you do not have a weather radio, you need another way besides a siren to wake you up. Again, we do have multiple apps out there on the App Store. I know Emergency by the Red Cross, fairly loud. There's really not many other options out there unless Ryan has some off the top of his head. If you do not have a weather radio, again, it's just going to be apps on your phone.
FEMA Red Cross apps will override your Do Not Disturb, and probably the best way to wake up.
Yeah. Ideally, we wish everyone had a weather radio, but
Yeah, ideally. Our app will also, not initially, but we are also going to look to include the do not disturb override for those of you who want to be woke up to emergency alerts.
Michael says a lot of the roads out here in the severe thunderstorm warning near the Iosco Kelowna County line are called Turkey Foot. Julie has changed her username and I do not like it. This is the ultimate troll fest right now.
What is it?
I don't want to read it, but I have to.
Oh my goodness.
The wind right now is over Mankato. Still traveling right down East Mankato Road. Up next, Weiss Road and Chisholm Road. For the most part, this may stay just to the south of Harrisville. I would still be taking shelter in Harrisville if you haven't. But the yellows you see here on radar are just going to be outside of town, I think. That stretch, though, of US 23 between Harrisville and Oscoda definitely need to be taking shelter away from those exterior walls. Again, we do have a chance at 60-mile-per-hour winds here in the Mankato area in Harrisville, just north of Oscoda near the airport as well. If you are in the severe thunderstorm warning box, you should be taking shelter in a sturdy structure. So if you are in Harrisville, you should still be taking shelter. Out of an abundance of caution, no matter, even if the storm is virtually on radar heading away from you, the rule of thumb is always make sure to take shelter if you're inside of the orange polygon, or if it's a tornado warning, the red polygon. So feel free to do that if you're in the Harrisville area. This is really kind of too close for comfort. As you can see right now, the wind is just to the south of town, and it could swing up to the north at any time. Again, it's better to be safe than sorry. And you ultimately know where the best choice of action is for yourself. So, again, we can tell you take shelter. Ultimately, it's up to you to react and take shelter. Lowest floor, interior room of a building, sturdy structure is your place to go. Better to be safe than sorry. Even if no winds do happen at your location, you never want to chance it. Also, make sure to be away from those trees. If you can't find any structure, just take shelter in a ditch is obviously an option. There's 1 pixel of 89 mile per hour on East Mankato Road at King Road right now, but that is 5,400 feet in the air, not likely to be mixing to the ground completely. It's impressive for that height. Any new news behind the scenes, Ryan, or all silent on your front?
All silent on my front.
Okay. If you are out here in southern Alcona County right now, we are appreciative of your damaging wind reports. When it is safe to do so, feel free to send those in, time and location, and we'll get those sent over to the National Weather Service as soon as possible. Yeah, it's not likely these 89-mile-per-hour winds are translating to the ground, but still 60, absolutely likely out here right now. Yeah, it's definitely a glitch. There's a Ryan, there's a singular 116-mile-per-hour pixel here
We love that.
on McGregor Road, surrounded by some 90-mile-per-hour pixels as well. Tough to tell, though. That is, again, that's about, at that height, 5,700 feet off the ground. Still very impressive low-level jet out there. But again, we do not know exactly what's happening below 5,600 feet. So if you do have damage to report out here on East Mankato Road, near Tate Road and Poor Farm Road, that is where the pocket of wind is right now. It's in between Harrisville and Oscoda, heading into the US 23 corridor right now or within the next 45 to 90 seconds. No, we do not have any weather cameras over here except for Lost Lake Woods. Harrisville, Oscoda. Really, besides the Lost Lake Woods area, we have no cameras in Elkona County. I need to go to bed. In Iosco County, no cameras there either. So again, if you have a business that would love to sponsor a weather camera, Ryan right below me is your contact. We'll also post a link to the form you can fill out if you are an interested business. You also don't have to be a business. If you have a residency that has a good view of the skyline, specifically either off to your south, west, or north, where the storms do come from, and or Aurora, those views are appreciative, and we'll gladly feature them every once in a while here at MSC. Again, we cannot use third-party weather cameras due to copyright on streams. That is why we are building our own weather camera network. So if you know you have cities that might have already a weather camera up, again, we can try and work it into our system, but the best bet is to just reach out and get an MSC exclusive weather camera. The wind has updated. It is now on US 23. We are very close to this being a Lake Huron problem, a problem for the fishies, and for anyone that is out boating tonight. As a reminder, if you're out boating in this blue polygon, that is a special marine warning. You should be taking shelter in safe harbor until the warning expires. Ouch. Just got bit. We still have 22 minutes left on the severe thunderstorm warning at the most. As a reminder, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts right now in the Mankato, Harrisville, and Oscoda areas. Latest scan should take most of this wind offshore. There's still some 60-mile-per-hour pixels in Everett Road at boy. Dalpizzle Road. Couple Z's in that name. Also, Sunrise Drive is out there as well. It's just about 4 miles south of Harrisville at the current time. Again, if you're in Harrisville, that cell's kind of split a little bit. You're starting to get some heavy rains, a little bit of thunder and lightning now in the Harrisville area. Not a fun time to be outside, no matter what, whether it is severe or not. Seek safe shelter immediately until this warning expires, which at the very most is in the next 20 minutes. Do we still have y'all in chat? Here's your current radar. There's 2 thunderstorms still remaining out there. There's a severe one in Harrisville and a non-severe one in Ogemaw County near West Branch, north of Aranet County at the current time. The storm in Ogemaw County is not severe. It did produce a 53-mile-per-hour wind gust back in Prudenville that has since weakened as it travels along and north of M55 out of West Branch, heading towards Whitmore and Tawas City, staying primarily north of Prescott. There's a couple other showers starting to pop up, but this is primarily just going to be a general thunderstorm at the current time. Once this warning expires, we're going to go ahead and hop off immediately. We're going to reset the stream for July 2nd coverage. And again, we'll jump back in live when the next warning does expire. But again, we do want to take a little bit of a break here prior to any action moving in from Wisconsin, which it does look like it is on the way. Our first cell on Lake Michigan now, just to the east of Forestville, Wisconsin. That's Door County area. The current trajectory brings that up into Leelanau and Benzie County, likely within the next 2 hours as it continues to cross Lake Michigan at speeds of 20 knots. So relatively slowly, but likely by that 2 to 3 a.m. time frame, we'll start to see some of these storms move on shore. In fact, there could be some lead cells that also do pop up out ahead of it. So once this warning expires, we will be jumping off. We already did cover our trusted partners here at MSC. We do appreciate them very much. Also, we do have Jeremy M. sending 5 gifted memberships for those who are subscribed over here on YouTube. So thank you very much, Jeremy. If you haven't subscribed yet, gifted memberships go out all the time. And unlike Facebook, YouTube has a lot less followers, so your odds of winning a 30-day membership courtesy of one of our generous donors is a lot higher. So feel free to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. It is free to do. Not really expecting tornado weather right now. Again, we're going to tell you right now, since this storm is just about done, we're going to have a lull for probably the next hour or 2, and then we'll start to see some severe weather perhaps popping in over northwest lower Michigan. So I would say try to take a nap now, and please, before you go to bed, have ways to receive warning if you do have thunderstorms that do get warned in your neck of the woods overnight. This is why we always recommend a Midland weather radio. They are very loud. It's like having a tornado siren in your house. Anytime a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning is issued, it will go off. It'll also go off for other wide variety of important warnings, such as like a flash flood warning. I always advise it. Obviously, it's a little too late to get one tonight. Put it on your checklist for future reference. Otherwise, again, you're going to be relying solely on apps tonight. Do not rely on sirens. First and foremost, outdoor warning sirens are not supposed to be heard indoors. Sometimes they do not issue them for severe thunderstorm warnings. Sometimes they do, but again, you're not supposed to hear them inside. Their outdoor purpose only. So make sure to have apps on your phone before you go to bed tonight that can alert you if warnings do occur. Main concern overnight is damaging wind. Most of these storms should be in the lower peninsula overnight, yes. And there we go. We are severe free, and the special weather statement is going to expire as we roll the outro here at 12:30. Still says 50-mile-per-hour winds, and that is likely ongoing in Harrisville right now. Other than that, though, Warning is done. Ryan, anything to add before we hop off for now?
We'll see you all later.
Most likely. On the way out, smash that like button, show your support, give us some love, I guess. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon, most likely. More severe weather coverage coming for Thursday and Friday here at MSC. Follow along. We're always live on Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitch, and TikTok. Catch you guys soon. For Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzman and everyone else here at MSC, we bid you good night for now. Take care.